Hey YouTube, Smoke Monster 815 here. It is a very late VEDA Day 4. It took me a while today for me to decide what I was going to do today, and I know it's really late in the year already, but I've decided to do a top 10 favorite movies of 2011. Um, I would consider myself a pretty hardcore moviegoer, really into movies. So it took me a while to actually narrow it all down, and they're not really. They're just. If I had taken more time, I could have probably thought and put this list in a different order and really thought about each movie separately. But I didn't really have that much time, so it's just kind of thrown together and meh. But here we go, and I don't have any fancy editing to show the poster or something behind me, so it's just going to be me reading off my computer. Anyway, number 10, coming in number 10, we have Insidious. I'm not really a big fan of scary movies to begin with, but Insidious wasn't just a scary movie, it was like, Insidious fucked with your head, man. Like, it was creepy and scary, and just like it had all the good things in a scary movie that you do want, you know. So that definitely needed to be on my list. Number 9 is Crazy Stupid Love, which was with Steve Carell, who's one of my favorite actors, just because of The Office, which I've religiously watched since, I don't know, since it started, I guess. But anyway, it's a good story, I thought. A very good story. A very big twist at the end that you did not see coming at all. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. Number 8, which I just saw recently, is The Descendants. This movie was different. It's a little bit lower on the list just because I feel like I don't know, it had potential. I really liked it, but it just, I don't know, it was a, I don't want to say boring, it wasn't boring, but it was a very normal plot, but the characters and the acting was superb, if I can use such a good word there. Superb. George Clooney did an amazing job, and that girl from Secret Home Life of American Teenager, whatever that show's called, that girl, she did really good too. Number 7 is Super 8. The reason it's on this list really is because I just flat out enjoyed the film. Like, it was not so much plot. Plot was a little weird, but the acting, just for those kids, the kid actors that pretty much had never been heard of, they were really good, and it had a lot of action. It was a lot of fun. It was just one of those good movies that you left the theater going, it was worth it, Number 6 is 50/50. I would think most people who made a top 10 of 2011 put 50/50 on there somewhere, just because of the fact that it was such a, what's the word, brave movie. It was a brave movie to make, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt was, of course, amazing. It was one of those movies that tried to push the bounds, and it was either you really loved it or it kind of struck you as weird. But I was one of those who really loved it. I didn't think it didn't make fun of a cancer patient or anything, but it poked fun at the fact that if you were in that situation, you can either be really sad about it or brighten up your day and just be a little bit happy about certain things. And I'm going blank, but the therapist, I've always loved her. She was really good in Up in the Air, and I really love her. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt and her relationship was really good in that movie also. Number 5 is The Art of Getting By, which I am ashamed to say I did see in theaters. Kind of I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It left me. Not immature was not the word I was looking for, but just a younger love story kind of thing. But that movie really did speak volumes to to what I would like to live my life by. Is just, because I could relate a lot to the main character, Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, whatever his name is. I could relate a lot to his character, and it was just cool to watch. It was basically like watching my life on screen and then watching him rise above everything. So it just made me feel good about myself and feel like I could, take on the world pretty much. Number 4 is Another Earth. Another Earth is up here really high because it was just the movie itself was good, but the concept of it is what really made me love it. Because just the idea that there's another Earth, there's another you, there's another me, and that the decisions we made may not be the same that they made, and it just, that movie did a really good job of showing that, portraying that, but also not making it the main thing. Like, it had a good story with it, with her and Ethan from Lost. And yeah, it was just, I really enjoyed Another Earth, really did. Number 3 is Take Shelter. Take Shelter is probably one of my, I mean, obviously I loved it. It's number 3, but it was just a very good thriller. I think it just, it was one of those movies that you either got lost in, or you were so far deep that you couldn't, find yourself, because it just, I don't know, man. That movie was a roller coaster from the beginning to end, and I loved it. And I can't think of any of the actors' names, but it had the girl from The Help, but she was redheaded. Speaking of The Help, that's number 2. Probably the most I've ever cried in any movie in theaters was The Help, and I'm not really sure why, but there toward the end, it was just like hit after hit after hit of emotions, and yeah, that movie, I bought it when it came out. I mean, it was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it, and I feel like it perfectly portrayed that time, and it just made you really appreciate how, even though things aren't as good as they could be now, that at least we have come a long way from where we were. The only problem I had with that movie was Emma Stone's blonde hair. It just wasn't working for her. Like, she's hot, but not like that. And finally, number 1, drumroll please, no surprise here. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is number 1 on my list. And that is not solely because, it's partially because I'm a huge fan of the series, but I just feel like it deserves to be number 1 because of the fact that it was 10 years of movie making ended in 2011. 10 wonderful years of just amazing movie after amazing movie, and they did not hold back with this movie. I feel like it really held up to everyone's expectations, and you can't really say that about miniseries, but I feel like the Harry Potter franchise ended with what everyone wanted and what everyone expected, and that is why it's number 1. So yeah, if you made it this long into this 8-minute, 39, 30, or 40-second video, I applaud you. And leave your top 10 movies of 2011 in the comments below, and we'll see how they compare. And I'll probably do top 10 worst tomorrow, because I literally have no ideas for VEDA. So yeah, we'll probably expect that tomorrow. But for now, this is VEDA Day 4, and I'll see you tomorrow.